last week, so he's a man to look out for.
And Evin Lewis, a talented left-hander, gets his chance in the Lion Club CPL 2014. Another one of those players coming from the Caribbean with the ingredients you would think to be something special, but you want to see the greater levels of consistency. Like this man, Daniel Vettori, nearly 20 years at the highest level of the game.
And he looks 20 years younger with that beard on, doesn't he?
Does that suggest I should take a shave as well? I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
But as a lot of teams in world cricket do now, he's opening the bowling with a left arm spin. He's a man with so much experience. He's got a wonderful record all around the world. Of course, replacing Matai Muralitharan in this Jamaican Talawaz team, and he's certainly stepped into those, I say, big shoes. He's got very little feet, Matai Muralitharan, but very big shoes to fill.
Very warm, as you would expect. It's humid, it's sultry. Talking with some of our colleagues, they were absolutely drenched in sweat walking towards the ground today. Here we get going. And it's interesting with Dwayne Bravo's observation that he would expect on a daytime surface the pitch would be a lot slower and lower. Didn't seem too disappointed with batting first. We'll see how they go.
Definite turn there early on. That'll be a sight that Daniel Vettori having licking his lips. We didn't see much turn the other night. I think that's what Bravo was on about, the skids on a bit under the lights. We see this now, beautiful flight as we expect from Vettori, and a bit of turn past the outside edge.
Found the gap, and that's going to be 4. We started with a 4 on Thursday night, many will recall, but didn't get much further.
Yeah, just telling his batting partner there as well. There's a bit of turn, it's quite slow. He learned from the ball before the turn, waited for this one that just sat up a bit and smashed it through the offside. Good shot, Kevin O'Brien.
Backed up Andre Russell. Jermaine Blackwood, the man doing the work in the field, lightning fast. Would have been run out easily with a direct hit.
I think in a race between Kevin O'Brien and Jermaine Blackwood, there's one winner. It's a great bit of fielding, the throw just wide of the stumps. And an early chance for the Jamaican Talawaz goes begging.
Lefty on strike now, so just a few adjustments. He's moving the forward square leg just left of your screen. There will be a few nerves for Evin Lewis. He's been involved in the Champions League last year for Trinidad and Tobago. This is a different situation, different atmosphere in front of his home fans. They expect a lot, they demand a lot. Run out chance again. Another mix-up. Maybe between the Trini and the Irish, they can't understand each other. After 1 over, 6 without loss.
Kevin O'Brien just applauding his partner there above his head. He thinks that was a good run. And a solid start for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel. 6 for none off the first.
Jerome Taylor, to the relief of many who enjoy this excellent fast bowler, is back in West Indies colours. The series against New Zealand a few weeks ago. Was out of the action for about 4.5 years. Many of you will recall his devastation of England at Sabina Park, 2009. Different situation here.
Yeah, but his captain will love that sort of same sort of destruction of the batting lineup of this Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel team that he did to England on that day at Jamaica. I wasn't playing in that game, I'd just like to remind you. But it got me back in the team. I was picked for the next Test match because of it. So he's one of my favourite bowlers.
Took the thigh pad, gone away for 4. Angling into the left-hander, they all found.
Bit of a loose set from Taylor, just angling down the leg side. As I said, flicks the thigh pad. Short fine leg has no chance, just has to turn around. Dan Vittori has to jog to the boundary and throw it back in.
We've got Owen Shah on the mic. Owen, hearing us loud and clear?
Yes, hello. How are you?
Not too bad. Tremendous atmosphere out there. Certainly, the Talawas looking to make it 4 and 4.
Yeah, amazing atmosphere. We watched the game the other night. Wow.
Another run-out chance. That's always involved almost immediately. But you
yeah.
played here at Queen's Park Oval before. Playing Test cricket is a different vibe, different atmosphere, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Like I said, we watched the game the other night from that Trinity Posse stand, and yeah, that's an experience. I think a lot of people should try and experience. Really, it's amazing. Amazing atmosphere, amazing game of cricket. I thought Trinidad played very well, and Darren Bravo, I think, played an amazing shot to win the game.
You were in the Trinity Posse. I'm surprised you've recovered already.
Yeah, very professional. Had my 12 hours of sleep last night, so yeah, I'm all good. Ball JT!
Oasis Swanee here. What sort of total are you going to keep these boys down to today?
Yeah, hello Graham. Interesting one really. I think the other night, I think the ball probably skidded on to the bat, so probably made the conditions a bit better. But I think today, with a 12 o'clock start, I think it'll be, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking, if anything around 140 would be nice. We like to back ourselves to knock that off. Obviously we've got the powerhouse and Chris Gale up the top, who's been in good nick actually, so, oops.
Right, that's Joey for 4. Jerome Taylor won't be happy. And an expensive over already, 4 leg buys and the edge for 4 as well.
Yeah.
So what were your favourite highlights from that Trinity Posse stand the other night, Oasis? I know you were waxing lyrical about it last night to me.
Oh, got to be the Dwayne Bravo 6, isn't it? Got to be. Actually, you feel quite close to the action for the Trinity Posse stand, so yeah, it was got to be Dwayne Bravo 6. Amazing. That's got to be the highlight. Amongst other things, I'd imagine. In the Trinity Posse stand, there were people partying and having a really good time. Amazing time.
And what's it like being with the Talawas? You've been with so many teams all over the world playing T20 cricket. What's the vibe like with the Talawas?
It's pretty cool. It's very laid back, I guess, with the Caribbean way as it is. But one thing is very evident, especially with Chris, who's got a really laid back character, but he demands that, when we're switched on, when the game starts, you're very much switched on. And yeah, I think that works for a lot of guys. You've got your downtime, but when it's time to switch on, you're ready to go. So yeah, really very professional, I guess. Yeah, very professional. So yeah, really enjoying it.
Yeah, that's great to hear that you're enjoying the vibe, because it's always interesting. We think of Chris Gale having a good time, a fun guy, even joking with Danny Morrison at the top, but when it's down to business, he's a businessman.
Yes, he is. He's very, very relaxed guy. Doesn't get stressed about too much, but like you said, when he's on song, he's very much switched on, and I think his form in the tournaments showed that. He had a phenomenal start in Grenada, and hopefully he'll continue today.
Well, always thanks a lot. Great to hear from you. Let's look forward to a pretty exciting match. If it lives up to what we saw Thursday night, should be great.
Cool, cheers.
Expensive over from Jerome Taylor, but a bit of hostility towards the end. 2 overs gone, 17 without loss.
Yeah, it's good to hear the views of Oasis Shah there. Very fine player, obviously I know him very well from England. And he's one of these guys who plays 2020 all around the world now, so he's a very experienced player. And he adds something to that Jamaican middle order. It's a very strong middle. We've got Walton and Gale at the top, and Shah and Burgess in the middle with Andre Russell. That's an incredibly strong middle order. There's so much experience. Of course, then Blackwood and Barr and Theron. So you're talking about a very strong Jamaica lineup, and that's why they're top of the tree.
Sun coming out. We had a situation where we had some rain overnight into the morning. Daniel Vettori picked up 3 wickets against the Antigua Hawksbills with the beard. Got the verdict in the LBW decision. Another LBW call, and he's really bellowing the appeal. No question about this one. Cleaned up Carlos Braffett to finish with those 3 wickets. As you said, Swanee, not easy to replace Mutaya Moralitoran when you're coming in to join the defending champions, but he's a good replacement.
Well, if you can get a replacement, it might as well be a world-class performer like Vettori.
Good shot. That's going to clear long off easily. Kevin O'Brien.
Came down the wicket, Vettori saw him, he dropped it wider and a bit shorter. Nowhere near the pitch of it, but he's just throwing those hands through the ball. Great shot in the end. I thought this was stumped or caught every day of the week. See here, nowhere near it, throws the hands through, wonderful strike. And Myers' handiwork as it sails for 6.
There he goes again. Just a couple of runs. But it's a bright start by O'Brien. He'll be expected to lead the effort with his experience. Good use of the feet. As he said, it was some distance away from him, but he committed himself. Trusted his eye. Doesn't happen too often to Dan Vettori.
Oh, yes, Dan.
He's a very dangerous player, Kevin O'Brien. I've been on the receiving end of a magnificent 150 he scored in the ICC World Cup in India in Bangalore a few years back. So he's a very dangerous character that spinners know all about.
Oh.
And I think for the players, the international players for the Red Steel, Kevin O'Brien, Ross Taylor, and a few others, there was a feeling that they didn't live up to expectations last year. And there were all sorts of comments that maybe they were just here for the holiday, they were enjoying themselves. Clearly not true, because they were really committed, but they didn't produce the numbers that many expected.
Of course, when you're the overseas player, there's so much more pressure on you. You're expected not just to contribute, but to win the games for your team. It's the end of the over, 26 for none, 3 overs.
Yeah, absolutely. The Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel would have gone into the tournament last year as one of the favourites. They lost their first 3, were able to get into the semi-finals, but were easily beaten by the Amazon Warriors. And there was a real feeling in Trinidad and Tobago that the fans weren't getting value for money for their international selections. Heralding the arrival of a new bowler for the Jamaica Talawas. He's backing the Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel. Rusty Theron is going to have a go, taking over from Jerome Taylor, who didn't seem to be his usual consistent self with his opening over. Went for 11 runs, including 4 leg byes. Celebrated his 29th birthday on the day that Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel pulled off that sensational victory. In the air and dropped. That should have been taken. Almost going in slow motion. Nikita Miller going to his left hand, his natural hand.
Wow, this looks like a bad drop in full speed. First ball from Theron. O'Brien goes to the big drive, slices it out to cover. Oh, that's a bad miss from Nikita Miller diving away to his left. Really one of those catches that a professional player should take 9 times out of 10. And that's what it means to the bowler. He's not happy at all. And neither's Miller. Must be the glasses' fault.
Bad miss, bad miss. You've got to hold on to that. We saw the Red Steel benefiting from a couple of chances on Thursday night that allowed Dwayne Bravo to get away. Kevin O'Brien has already had a bit of luck.
Yeah, and it's the drop catches against the big players that you don't want to miss. Obviously O'Brien's looking in good form already in this game, so he's the guy they really need to get back in the hutch as soon as possible. But it wasn't to be there. Nikita Miller grasping that early chance.
That's gone. That's rubbing salt in the wound. Dropped at the start of the over and making the Talawas pay immediately.
Well, this is a fantastic shot by O'Brien. Just short of a length outside off stump. He's expecting it, he's ready for it. There's no real pace in the run. And he's hoiked it over deep mid wicket. Huge six here, no real foot movement. Just pulls it over that straight mid wicket position. Nikita Miller will already be thinking they'll avoid Rusty Theron for the rest of the afternoon after that.
Bouncer and Mrs. Bouncer, or should that be what? Bounceress? Just at the side, enjoying themselves in the midday sunshine here in Port of Spain. That's very well played, no first slip around. Excellent cricket from Kevin O'Brien.
Yeah, very clever batting from Kevin O'Brien. He's hit the first ball for 6. He knows this next one's going to have a bit more pace. And he's outdone the ball, he's outthought him. He's just let the ball run off the face of the bat. No slow ball this time. No slip cordon in T20 cricket, thank you very much. Kevin O'Brien, 10 off 2 balls in this over. That bad drop from Nikita Miller.
This is what happened a couple of deliveries earlier. Just stood his ground and smashed it away over wide long on. He knew it was travelling. Slip now in place. He's made up his mind. He's going through the onside again. For 4 more, is it? No. Good work. The fastest man on the field by some distance, Jermaine Blackwood, saving a couple of runs.
Well, he better be the fastest man on the field. When Kevin O'Brien hit this ball, Blackwood is a good 45 metres away. He's got no right to stop this. He sprinted round like Usain Bolt. Good football skills as well. Dwight York's a Trinidad boy, isn't he? As he grew up down the road and taking a few of his skills on board to keep the ball down to 2.
Expensive over, but that's after O'Brien was dropped first ball. 40 without loss after 4. Lots of visitors would have come in as well for this weekend action. Today it's the Talawas against the Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel. Tomorrow it's the Zooks against Red Steel. Real fantastic atmosphere at Queen's Park Oval.
Sure, many people as well coming through the gates after that game 2 nights ago. Great advert for cricket. Flocking in from all over the world, I suppose, to see another game like that. These girls were a massive part of it the other night, adding to the atmosphere in the Trinity Posse stand. Put a big smile on her face later on. It's a wonderful sight here in Trinidad. Great place to come and visit. It's not just the dancing girls, Talawas colours there. It's also the cricket in the middle that keeps people occupied.
Think anybody's concerned with the cricket after that?
I'm not. Jerome Taylor coming from the Brian Lara Pavilion end.
Beaten there. Good work by Rusty Theron, saving 4. That's how it can be so tough on the bowler. You've got the edge, but there's no slip in sight, and it's wrong.
It's very well bowled. A slow ball from Taylor. Batsman set. He's going to go for the big drive. Had to pull out a little nick. And the other form of cricket that snapped up by a second slip. But Rusty Theron on the boundary. Probably still a bit angry from that last over he bowled. Diving round to show the fielders how to do it. Stopping the boundary.
Well, you never know. Maybe Rusty can do something that could win over the fans and the viewers and those who are watching. We've got our Buster People's Choice Award available to you. You can log on cplT20.com to vote for the People's Choice. Would it be Carlton Ball, the wicketkeeper batsman? Tremendous shot maker. I wonder if any of these guys will be thinking of their choice for the outstanding player in this match. Couple of opportunities missed here by the Talbot. Run out chance early on, Kevin O'Brien. This one was not that close. But, a few issues with the runner. The understanding between the two, but this was a clear chance. Nikita Miller putting down Kevin O'Brien. Rusty Theron's first delivery. He went for 14 runs after that. I wonder if Rusty's good enough with Jamaican accent to really have a right go to Nikita Miller.
Well, speaking to him in the hotel last night, he's got a very good English accent, believe it or not, for a very broad Afrikaner South African. He can do a very convincing Watford accent. Sounds like Stephen Finn. I think if he's been working on his Jamaican accent, he might have, as you say, popped it out for a few choice words there.
Evin Lewis can certainly crash it about. He's got to settle down, got to get bat on ball, feel the ball coming onto him. He's only faced 10 deliveries so far, and we're in over number 5, so he hasn't had much of the strike. Seen a lot happen at the other end. They would have come from afar. Central, South Trinidad, maybe if you're coming from the neighbouring island of Tobago, where Dwight York comes from, as you mentioned, former Manchester United star. And if he had let that go, a wide would have been called.
It's sometimes quite difficult if the guy at the other end is going really well and smashing it around. You feel like you should be doing it as well, and you can try and overhit the ball. I think that's what's happening to Lewis at the minute. You can't understand why he's not crunching it out of the middle of the bat like O'Brien is. He needs to just relax, wait for that ball in his area. Once he gets one or two away, it'll all become so much easier.
Better over here from Jerome Taylor. And he finishes strong. Just the one scoring shot, 2 runs off his second over. 5 overs gone, it's 42 without loss. Chris Gayle actually wasn't on the field during the warm-ups for the Talawas, creating some speculation as to whether or not he would be taking the field and leading the defending champions. But he is. He's ready for action.
You'd be pretty happy with that current run rate, going at over 8 without a wicket down. So the platform has been set for the rest to come and have a blast. Colours of Trinidad. Wonderful. Multala was indeed just a bit colourless so far.